Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be talking about brand mentions. Now brand mentions can also be called linkless backlinks, and if you've not heard of those, that's exactly why I'm making this video, because from what I see getting posted in Facebook groups and things, I think it seems a lot of people aren't really familiar with brand mentions as a thing. It's peak wedding season here in the UK, and I'm seeing the occasional stressy post about people not linking to other people or other vendors or other kind of suppliers. And I thought it would be really cool to put a video together just to clarify how powerful brand mentions are, so that you all understand them and so that you know how to make the most out of them as well. So before I done that though, I wanted to just do a little bit more research and just kind of find out if people really understood what they were. So I've created a few polls in some different Facebook groups, just asking people how they felt when they got when, say, somebody mentioned their business in a blog. Did they email them asking for a link? Did they just feel happy that they'd been mentioned? So we got some quite fun responses, actually. I'm going to read a couple of them out. So I did kind of load these, I guess, in terms of, like, I gave a few little options, but some of the responses are quite funny. Someone in one of the Facebook groups, let me see, here was like, let me just read it out so I get it right. I don't want to misquote. So I left it open so that people could add their own poll. So somebody put, say nothing but C's internally for months. The hire a hitman option got a few kind of likes on that. And there was only one person that said feel happy, no need for a link, out of all the polls. So that's like a few hundred photographers. Only one person ticked that box. So yeah, it seems a lot of people don't really understand the benefit of your business just being mentioned and how that kind of counts as like a backlink. So let's just talk about brand mentions to start with then, and how that actually works from a Google perspective. So the algorithm that gets your website in front of the right people and that knows what your business is, it's called Hummingbird, and it's a natural language processor. And what Hummingbird does is look at all the text on the page and analyze that text and identify entities. It's then looking at the relationship of those entities, and analyzing that relationship kind of helps it work out kind of context and intent. So let's go back a bit. Entities are things or people or events. So if your brand is mentioned online, Google can recognize that as an actual entity. To make that happen, though, your brand needs to be described consistently everywhere. So whatever your description is in Google My Business needs to be identical to how your business brand is mentioned on your website, and how it's mentioned on the pages and posts on your website, how it's mentioned on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. There needs to be real consistency across the whole web, across all social media, everywhere really, so that Google kind of identifies that as an actual entity, that combination of words. So when your website is mentioned online, or when anybody links back to your website, it counts as a bit of a vote. It's a kind of vote of confidence in your business, really. And when your brand is mentioned, it has the same impact. So you don't necessarily need a backlink. Now, what you can do is contact sites that mention you and ask for a backlink, but you don't have to. So what I would say is, please don't stress. If you've been mentioned online, you could still be getting a benefit from that. You could still be getting a benefit from your business being spoken about online from an SEO point of view. And this isn't even a new thing either. I think the photography industry is not always on the absolute latest cutting edge of SEO. I feel like we can be a few years behind as an industry sometimes. So just to kind of prove that, I wanted to show you an article from way back when there was a big algorithm change around about 2013. So this is a Moz article. And if we look at the date in this article, May 23rd, 2013. So this was kind of like the year of Penguin. And the Penguin algorithm dealt with kind of spammy backlinks. So this is all about the kind of change in terms of entities being used and identified by Google, and that being part of the kind of algorithm and everything. So I'd recommend having a look at this article. So really that is quite some time ago. So 2011, 2012, there's a lot of buzz around the topic of entities and associations, etc. So things have really developed and moved on since then, and it's actually got better and more accurate. And it's something that I do a lot in my work with on-page SEO when I'm optimizing sites for clients. There's another article here that's really an up-to-date one. This is from Search Engine Land, and it's talking about how to use brand mentions for SEO or the linkless future of backlinks. And it just goes into talk a little bit about what Google and Bing have actually said about, the kind of this situation around links and everything. And one of the terms that they're using is implied links. So this is like when a brand's mentioned and when it's kind of talking about brands and there's surrounded by kind of positive text and everything like that, then yeah, that can still count. So I really just wanted to share it with you all because I don't want people kind of feeling frustrated out there if they've been mentioned online and maybe you've not had a link back to your site. It's cool. So it's one less thing to do, one less email to send. Don't worry about it. Now, I know what you're thinking though, maybe if people are talking about you online, how do you know? How do you work that out? If some of these sites you might want to get a backlink from, if you've got a really high domain authority, you think, do you know what, I might just send them an email anyway. So Google has a really cool feature called Google Alerts. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's really easy to use. So if you just go to, let's just make me smaller again, google.com/alert, and then you can set up alerts for your business. And you'll see that I've got two set up here. I've got one for Photo SEO Lab and I've got one for my photography business. So if you wanted to set an alert up for something, so say I wanted to have like SEO for photographers. When I've started typing, do you see this blue create alert button? That's all you have to do. Just click that and it links to my Gmail address and I'll get an email if there's an alert online. So it's a pretty cool feature. And it means that you can see if you've been spoken about, and then it kind of puts you in the position of, if you do want to pursue a backlink, you can. But it's just another way of seeing your brand mentions online as well. Okay, so I hope that helps. It'd be great to get some feedback. Did you already know about brand mentions and linkless backlinks, or is this new information for you? I hope you found it useful anyway. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, click like, and if there's any specific SEO geeky information that you'd need or you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email or comment below and I will do my best to answer them. All right, I'll speak to you guys all soon. Cheers.